Hey, what's up, folks? I thought as long as I'm doing some labels on this Saturday night, looking at the arrival of spring always makes me think of Nirvana's In Bloom off of the Nevermind album. I thought I'd just sort of go through some books, and I'm doing some light labeling, just enjoying the night. I got a really nice video from Fred Hall this past week. That was very cool of him to not only mention me in one of his videos, but in the title. I was really touched by that. Sort of gave me a little pick me up for the week. I actually did publish a video, but I thought I was just post-stating it where it would actually be dropping like in April. I thought, well, I've done quite a few hauls lately. Let's not overdo it. And I figured, okay, I'll just schedule it. But it actually made a point of announcing that I was basically post-stating a video for like 2 or 3 weeks. So I was a little embarrassed about that. Like, I was trying to build up hype for what was actually my favorite haul of the year so far. I had these Adam Hughes books pulled because I was hoping to meet him at a con and get these signed. So, other than that, I've just been keeping the project going. And actually, I do enjoy it. We'll watch a show on the TV, and I'll be doing this. We've knocked out some great stuff this year. We did the 2 seasons of the Umbrella Academy, which was absolutely mesmerizing. We're almost current on Young Sheldon, which we enjoy quite a bit. That's kind of that'll be like a dinner show if we cook up some Cornish game hens. We'll put that on. Big Elbow was asking if we'd started Swamp Thing yet, and we really haven't. However, it's physical media, so it's just always good to have, especially if the Wi-Fi is down or something. This beautiful Adam Hughes Rose and Thorn was from Freddy's 562. I had been out picking up some scripts, not Hollywood movie scripts, mind you, prescription medicine, and I was just curious, and I typed in local comic shops while I was in North Anaheim, Fullerton area. More so North Anaheim, about 3 or 4 miles north of Disneyland. And in Fullerton, we have this strange cluster now on Harbor Boulevard. There is this downtown Fullerton kind of bar scene, and there's a shop called, I think it's called the Comic Book Hideout. And then by the AMC 20, that's actually in a lot with not only an In-N-Out Burger, but a theater house. Like I said, AMC 20. There's Comic Hero University. And now right across the street is a shop called, what is that? Stan Lee's slogan, Alakazam. Sounds like alchemy. Yeah, I think it's Alakazam, something like that, or Excelsior. And that's a comic shop right across the street from Comic Hero U. And I was like, man, it'd be cool to do Riggs Trips and check it out. But I looked online at the reviews, and nothing but nice things to say aside from a couple negative Google reviews from Marks about how they price gouge and this and that. But for the most part, it sounded like they were really nice. And then I figured out, oh, this is a shop that Airborne Sapper had told me about in Brea that launched like 3 years ago, and Stan Lee was there doing a signing. And I already know these dealers. They have a presence at Frankensons, the comic booth set up there, like a double wide booth. And that kind of like made me think, oh yeah, I know these guys. They are expensive. So kind of put that to rest. It was a little adrenaline rush though, to think, wow, within a 1 mile block, there's 3 comic shops. I would say the Hideout is the best one for back issues. And they have a back door, which I kind of like. I just miss Comic Hero U being at the old location by the train stop. It was really cool, I go get my Zombie Tramp books and I vanish into the night. Now it's Comic Hero U is set up by the AMC 20, and they got little kid rides inside. And the last time I went there, just some kid was handling the counter, and I gave him the name for my pull list, and I was just couldn't have been more offended and insulted by this young man. So I dropped my pull, and I never looked back. So if I did resume a pull list, I'd probably make it for Excelsior Comics, because I have a pretty clean slate with them. Vampironica. What else have we been watching? We started watching The Conners, which was pretty cool. I remember loving watching Roseanne as a kid, because Darlene and David, they would wear DC Vertigo shirts and talk about comics, and you would see like the youngest son, Deej, reading a comic at the kitchen table. And there was a time when that was that was incredible. So yeah, we started watching The Conners. It's a little bit of a downer, but we're actually past the point where the really sad stuff is going on. So just John Goodman's probably in my top 5 favorite living actors, so it's just great to see him. These are Hawk and Doves. These are actually the Rob Liefeld issues, and they're really good. I like DC books from this time a lot. So what else do we knock out? all current on The Boys. Probably The Boys and The Umbrella Academy are the coolest superhero shows that I've seen lately. Well, if you could even call them that. I've asked about 3 friends, completely different people, what they think of the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina show, and for the most part, I've never quite gotten a straight answer. Most people, they don't seem to respond that it's bad, so I know it's probably at least watchable. However, it is kind of one of those things where I'm definitely curbing my enthusiasm going in, because I'm pretty certain that it's probably closer to mediocre than being excellent. Brian Bolland cover. So oh yeah. I'd never seen the American version of The Office wrapped up, so we did that, and I liked it. I'd never gone all the way down that path, so the last season was kind of a surprise for me. Definitely feeling like spring. The last 2 weeks of winter were so cold that the electric on our family truck has gone completely haywire, where I wound up buying a new battery and a jumper pack, and took the truck to a trusted mechanic, and it's not the alternator, it's not the battery, so it's just one of those things where it's in the system. So I'd have to leave it there over the weekend or something when they're not too busy. So I don't know. I'm trying to decide what the best way of doing that is. But yeah, most importantly, that the video from Fred Hall was incredible. Kind of reminded me of like my first year on YouTube, when it seemed like it was really exciting time, cracking into the first 100 subs on the channel here, contests and shout outs, and sending people books, although I've gotten really bad about that over the years, namely due to just not really wanting to go to the post office. I do keep a lot of these mailers around, and like the nice boxes that come from Lone Star, in hopes of that day of starting to ship people out some books and supplies. It's always fun. But yeah, that video I uploaded for April, it's just a lot of indie stuff I thought was great. And Gillum March cover on Huntress. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep this operation going. It's probably completely unnecessary. If I had focused this time on actually reading the books, well, A, I'd probably need some glasses, but B, I could really mow down some storylines, some epic story arcs, really. So what am I forgetting? I guess not too much. Just looking at ads. A lot of time goes to just sort of getting lost looking at the art, flipping through the pages. Kind of berating myself for having such bad taste at certain points. I'm just sort of looking at books, thinking, man, these aren't even worth the time. Some of them. I'll skip forward and let's look at some better stuff. Good old Sin City. Yeah, the end of last year I really was focusing on collecting 80s toys, and after a couple of acquisitions I kind of filled my shelves and sort of acquired most of the stuff I remember having. So it wouldn't really be about chasing that loving feeling people refer to as nostalgia. It was more about I was noticing new stuff and all the Ninja Turtle stuff coming out from NECA, and basically Mark Miller, Swamp Thing. So basically it would have been a race against the general public at Target to try to get these NECA Ninja Turtles inspired by the cartoons. So I kind of aborted that mission of working on the toy collection too much. But I still do kind of browse eBay every now and then, trying to finish off the Army Ants. I'm really, really happy with the way the Battle Beast collection turned out. That was remarkable. This was a nice dollar find. I remember having this book in 1992 and trading a copy of this to my friend Tony's older brother for a Wolverine 10. I guess the first brawl between Wolverine and Sabretooth. And that was Tony's older brother, military man. That was probably, I guess he would have been in Desert Storm. And knowing I got the better deal, knowing that I got the truer book with the better legacy, but this guy, Tony's older brother, had kind of just discovered Image Comics, and he wanted some, and he was giving up the good stuff that he collected when he was a kid, and I was letting him, because A, I wanted to have a better collection, and B, he really liked the Image stuff. He thought he'd never seen art like that before, and he was mesmerized, and I was supplying it. So yeah, that was probably the main trade. I wasn't taking advantage of the guy. He could draw pretty good. But yeah, mostly I just remember hanging out at Tony's house, watching like Darkwing Duck, and his brother was always ironing. He was very prim, keeping his pleats really sharp and starched. So that was kind of a cool time. I was like 13. Tony lived about, I guess you'd say 6 blocks away. Not long blocks, just neighborhood blocks. Anyway, I think that's about all I can do before just kind of sitting here zoning out. I just have a lot of stuff from like conventions that I got signed, that I'm just amazed all this stuff that we got signatures on, how quickly. Like this right here, Ron Mars and Mark Silvestri. I don't think I could do this stuff anymore. I don't think I have the energy or just the will. But you know, I think if Airborne Sapper Comic Fan got excited about going to a show and he showed me the announced guests, and you know, the little computer in my head would start computing the books I have and the days I'd want to take off, and I could probably get jazzed up about it again. Just, man, it seems like another world. I can't even say what it would be like to have a photo taken with an artist, and we'd both be wearing masks, standing away from each other, wearing gloves. No, that's an exaggeration. But it's just, it's kind of hard to fathom. This doesn't sound like fun. I do realize, though, all along that I should have at least been bringing like rubbing alcohol and a little spray bottle with me to those shows, because I swear, okay, not every show, but let's say 3 out of 5 comic conventions we would attend, I'd get the flu probably the next day or two. In some instances, the first show I went to at the Long Beach Comic Expo, I only went there to meet Dan Mendoza, and I wasn't even really lollygagging or hanging around with people. And I got like, I don't know if it was a cold or a flu, but I know I was out from work for at least 7 days, and no joke, I wasn't like having fun, like hanging out looking at books like this. I was in the bed. I couldn't even really talk to my friends. I was in sore shape. So I realized even then I should have been cleaning my hands all the time. And it's just kind of funny because I kind of get it. That show is, I think we were having like a really rainy spring, or it might have even been like October. It could have been like a rainy, cold autumn. But yeah, I think if I knew then what I know now, I would have taken more precautions. But yeah, that was my first kind of introduction, getting back into going to comic shows and bringing actual books to get signed. And I didn't know what to expect, so it was cool. Alright, well, yeah, it's just kind of the stuff I'm going through tonight. Beautiful Danger Girl. Wanted to get this signed by Campbell. I bet I could easily find this pre-signed by Campbell, though. It's a book Davis provided for me. Ryan Otley. Yeah, I wish. It's Larry Hama. You can scarcely see it where he signed it. Larry Hama took one look at me and he decided that I was like the biggest asshole of the day. So I could just see it in his eyes. I didn't really linger around his booth. Whoa, 24 minutes. All right, I'm gonna stop it there. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I think anyone who's familiar with my videos realizes pretty quick I don't have anything new to show. And just trying to get mileage out of the same old stuff, same old buck. It's kind of a Gratu Orloff inspired video because I get a kick out of just watching those. I guess bagging and boarding videos are kind of coming in. I think that's cool. Anyway, talk to you later.